What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Andretti. We back with another one. This time we're gonna be giving our first impressions and initial thoughts on the Gears of War Reloaded game itself. For those who don't know, I am a Gears of War veteran. I played every Gears of War one, two, three, four, five, Judgment, and the remaster of Gears One, the previous drop. Right. First started playing Gears of War, man, '06 when it dropped. I had a neighbor. He had Gears of War. He had Halo 3. I was over there kicking it, man. The weekend night, back when games had the local co-op, would pass the controller back and forth, man. We was kicking it, running it up. You know how I used to go. And man, I fell in love with the series. Back then I was playing Gears 1 and 2, Halo 3, High 4, Modern Warfare 2, all of that, man. That's the golden era of gaming. I don't think it's ever gonna get better, but call me biased. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, um, just touching on this, I'll start by saying I did enjoy the game, but let me get into a few different things, right? So, Gears of War 1, for those that don't know, it is a lot different than I would even say any other Gears of War. For lack of a better term, Gears of War 1 has all the jank. It got a lot of jank, man. The wall bouncing is different. You got the unlimited hammer of dawn. You got bullets coming out the center of the screen and not the barrel of the gun. The hitboxes are weird. It's sticky. You can backpack based on hitboxes and shooting out the center of your screen. It was just a whole lot going on, man. But it was a relic of its time. It's a relic of its time. You know what I'm saying? And you see and feel a lot of that jank, more so in Gears of War Reloaded than the previous Gears of War, remaster drop. You know what I mean? And that might be because with it coming to PlayStation for the first time, they might have in their minds wanted to say, look, we're gonna make this as married to Gears of War 1 as possible with the addition of a few, quality of life things, right? And personally, right, if y'all were gonna add some of the quality of life features, I feel like they could have went in a direction where it allowed them to implement some of the other quality of life things, right? So, for example, back in Gears of War 1, when you got an active reload with the sniper, you a one shot down a person. If you hit them anywhere, it was a one shot down or a headshot. That's not the case in Gears of War Reloaded, which is a good change, by the way. Don't get me wrong. We enjoy that. We appreciate that. But then there's also the thing where y'all didn't fix the hitboxing. You know what I mean? So it's like we got the Gears of War gunplay, with the shotgun, but then the sniper is changed with the quality of life feature. Another thing, nowadays you down somebody, regardless of who finishes the kill, it's your kill. And that might have been implemented even in Gears 2, if I'm not mistaken. Forgive me, a little older now. My memory ain't what it used to be, right? But all I'm saying is in this Gears of War Reloaded, Gears of War 1, OG, you used to be able to steal kills. Somebody would get it down, you finish them off, that was your kill. That was a quality of life feature they could have added, right? They have all the skins available for use. You play the game, you level up, you unlock the characters, which I like that, because it gives you something to play towards. I'm not sure what the ranked rewards look like in terms of like if they have a bunch of different ranks. I know they got the leaderboards back. Just so you can kind of see who really popping off. But it's decent. It's decent in some of those aspects that I previously mentioned. I enjoy myself. I play on keyboard now compared to back then when I was playing on controller because I was on the Xbox. And I do like that the keyboard doesn't necessarily feel worse off than what I imagine it feels to play on controller, right? And again, when you are on keyboard, you have that fluidity, between the buttons that you're pressing and the responsiveness that you're getting. But due to some of the Gears One jank, you don't necessarily get that, But again, it's just true to what Gears of War 1 was. You know what I mean? In a lot more aspects than not, which, for someone like myself who's been playing the series and can identify these things, I have an appreciation for that. But it might rub some new players who started playing the game, in between Gears 4 and Gears 5 and things like that. They might not be able to, you know, adapt to those things, which if that's the case, try to stick with it. Um, but that is something that you should be understanding of if this is a purchase that you are on the fence about making, and you got into the series years later in comparison to someone like myself. It is a learning curve, just getting used to that jank. But still, Gears of War, man, it's enjoyable. If you like fast pace, body to body gameplay in terms of shotguns, power weapons, head up, matches, skill expression, the rawness of the game, it's there, man. It's there, and we love it all. I'm hoping that this remaster kind of brings the series back to form and terms of popularity, right? Because Gears 4, Gears 5, you look at what I would consider the peak of the series to be between 1 and 3, with 2 possibly being where the franchise peaked. We didn't have Twitch numbers back then and things like that to readily identify, which one was most popular. I'm sure you could go off sales if you really wanted to, but I just know back when I was playing Gears 2, man, it was lit. Back on the Xbox, you could only have 99 friends. All 99 of my friends would play some iteration of Gears of War, Halo, and Call of Duty. Like, that's just what it was, man. Golden era gaming, right? So, even with Gears 2, man, we used to have private matches. They used to have, publicly hosted tournaments where people could join up and go crazy. The 1v1 Nasher battles. Man, it was just the sniper battles, the wall bounce battle, it just everything, man. Gears of War 2 was lit. And I'm really hoping that we can get the Gears of War 2 reloaded. Maybe with this current reloaded iteration of what they're working on, maybe they'll drop Gears of War 2 reloaded. They do that, man, that's gonna be crazy. If I'm not mistaken, Gears of War 2, I think, had the most content. Man, when you remember those map packs, all those different map packs that they dropped, the pre-order gold weapons, I remember that was lit. Just a whole lot of content, man. So in Gears 3, I used to love Gears 3 as well. I used to love the movement on Gears 3. I felt like they did great with the Lancer on Gears 3, but then, of course they had the sawed off. We don't talk about that. But in any event, man, I did enjoy myself. I thought it was a fun time. It felt good to just kind of load up, run at some folks with a shotgun, pick up power weapons, and just really, go through my different waves of nostalgia. I played about 7 matches total just to get my feet wet, just to get a feel for the game, and I enjoyed it. Thankfully, I was able to win my matches. Hopefully, that continues. I'm not sure how deep I'm gonna dive into this game. Back then we used to do game battles. We used to have a clan, all type of different stuff. You know what I mean? But nowadays, you know, we'll see what the community kind of puts together for Gears of War, because Gears of War is a tight knit niche community, which I used to enjoy. It was nothing like loading up in ranked and you seeing some familiar faces, people and having your, I guess, your arch nemesis, your main op, you know what I mean, on the enemy team, and it's ranked. And y'all both of them played a bunch of against each other a bunch of different times, sending each other messages, yada yada yada, man. It just used to be a good time, right? And hopefully this can bring back some type of feel, man. I'm sure all of the old Gears of War OGs at least popped out. I know I did, just to see what it was talking about, and I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it. So, I'll be playing it, playing this, playing that. You can catch me on Twitch, famous Andretti, same name on all socials. If I'm not playing this, I'm probably playing, some other type of game, maybe some content in terms of single player dropping, or some ranked multiplayer on something else. But we'll see how deep this goes. But without further ado, man, it's your boy Andretti. Tap in on all socials. Rock with me. I plan on uploading more content here on not just this, but anything else that I'm running with. We got some content coming. So join the community, man. It's the Famous Collective. It's your boy Andretti, and we gone, man. Thank you for your love, your time, your energy, your support. And let me know what you think about the game in the comments. We out of here.